it's just weird to me that modern men are always speaking about modern women as if they're not modern men. You know, there's people that think they've taken the red pill, that they've come in out of the matrix because they've gained some kind of intellectual understanding of humans. But that's not what it is. The red pill, the whole object of it in the matrix is to come out of the matrix. If you think like the people in the matrix, then you're still tied to the matrix. The problem with modern people in general, man or woman, is just the society that we live in, you know. It's all about appearance, it's all about materialistic things. Um, I mean, we're literally being driven by these elemental spirits, like the lowest of the low, that are causing us death and destruction. We hate ourselves, we hate other people, we can't handle our emotions, etc., etc., etc. And so some people think upward mobility means these things, having the money in the car and the wealth and eating here and all that kind of stuff. But really, what it is self aggrandization, you know, and that's never a good thing. So this is cool. This video came up on YouTube right before I made this, and I had told someone earlier, you know, the thing is with Africa, which this isn't Africa, it's referring to the Jarawa tribe, which are the people of the Andaman Islands off of India. There's been people that have tried to go on there, and this missionary guy, he got killed while he's there. Although, I don't know, it seems like there's a lot going on there, like there's tourism, so I don't know how he got killed, but okay. But the other thing is, like, a lot of these missionaries, they're fake, like, they're just there to open up the door for tourism and colonialism. They're not really with the Church of God. So, this guy got killed probably because he was there for a reason he wasn't supposed to be there. This is the same thing with the Catholics. They went over to these different lands and burned their bridges and pillaged their villages and forced their Catholicism on people. That wasn't Christians, that was Catholics, because a lot of people try to blame it on Christianity, but Catholicism is not the same as Christianity. So moving forward, just the way that these Jawara people are talking in this video, we have everything that we need. We don't need alcohol. We don't need tobacco. We don't need these things. That is your world. You know, the materialism, like they've been given clothing and they're like, we don't even need these clothing. Like, they literally are at ease and at peace with the state that they're living in. They live in the woods, these people. God literally gave us all these things. And what man has done, just like during the Tower of Babel, they have built all these buildings to try to out-God God. That's why people get into the mindset, oh, I gotta have this new thing, and I gotta eat at this restaurant, and oh, you know, this car, and I gotta have new J's, and oh, I got box office seats to see this person, and it's all stupid. I mean, I was working a Harry Styles concert, and this guy is charging $804 from some tickets. Sweaters, $80. T-shirts, $60. Insane. And for what? So, people don't understand that the peace, that just being satisfied with what God has given you, that's the peace that this Jawara tribe has, but now their peace is being impeded upon because people are coming into their communities and they're trying to civilize them, you know. They're going around doing tours, taking pictures of them, making money off of them. I mean, that's the same thing that they did back in the expedition days, you know. Oh, look at these wild Africans. Let me make some money off of them. That's exactly the mentality of people around the world. It's all based off of money, and that's why they have no peace. So anyway, you guys check out the video.
One of the largest islands of the Andaman archipelago off the coast of India. There are no more than 420 of them. Reaching them means trekking 115 kilometers across their reserve. After walking for several days, we finally made contact. For 35,000 years, the Jarawa had no contact at all with the outside world.
Let's see who can shoot the furthest.
Recent studies indicate they were amongst the very first peoples to have migrated from Africa to the rest of the world.
I'm going to try again. This time it'll really go far.
In theory, the Jarawa Reserve is protected by the Indian Army, and access is prohibited. But since 2012, contact with Indians living on the other side of the island has increased. Now, tourists and poachers are threatening their fragile way of life. More than once, tribesmen have traveled to meet with the authorities, but their complaints have been ignored. That is why we decided to break the ban and meet them to hear their side of the story.
We lead a peaceful existence in the forest, and we're happy. We have everything we need here. The trees bear a lot of fruit, and the flowers are magnificent.
Here, everything is beautiful and peaceful. We like sharing everything. We are all together, and we only hunt what we need.
But before, there were no strangers here. Today, they're getting closer and closer to us.
The Jarawa are pygmies and hunter-gatherers. Their way of life has hardly changed since the Stone Age. The change has come quickly, and they now have tools, torches, and kitchenware. And they have started wearing clothes. Most of their possessions were given to them by the park rangers. Rangers who were created by the Indian government to protect the Jarawa from the outside world. Since then, however, their way of life has been changed forever.
Before, there were no metal pots. There were no metal dishes.
Sometimes you have to walk at night, but it's too dark. In the past, we used to make candles from beeswax. But today, we have torches. The Indians give them to us. They provide more light and save us from darkness.
Today was all of that. Things have changed. Today, we can walk at night.
In the early hours of the morning, the men go hunting. But there's a constant fear of running into outsiders. In spite of the rangers' patrols, dozens of armed poachers hunt with impunity on their land.
There are armed poachers who shoot at us. They steal from us. They try to scare us.
They want to buy wild pigs from us. They set traps to catch them. They kill our pigs. Sometimes they even give us a little money or clothes. That's how they steal our game.
Before, we only ate pigs, but now there are hardly any left. We were forced to hunt deer for food.
We don't know what to do anymore.
We sit down and think about all that.
We think about it all the time.
After the wild pigs, it's deer. Their numbers have decreased dramatically since the poachers forced the Jarawa to hunt for them. Wild game is being sold illegally on the Indian market. But the Jarawa have even worse things to tell us.
They're offering us tobacco, and they want to show us how to chew it. It's not good for us. They give us alcohol. We don't want that either. But they still try and make us drink it. We don't want any, it's bad. But they try and influence us. It's like that in your world.
The Jarawa have been given a tiny glimpse of our world, but the increasing number of tourists is starting to make them feel like exhibits in a zoo. An Indian policeman is filming for a tourist next to a road that crosses the Jarawa Reserve. None of the tourists on the Andaman Islands wants to talk about these photo safaris, except for one guide who wishes to remain anonymous.
70 to 80% of Indian tourists who arrive in Andamans, in their package, like it's always there, like, just to have a look, like how these Jarawas are, like. And that became actually a commercial business for all these travel agents in Port Bay. And people are taking in photographs and they are selling their CDs, like, naked ladies dancing. I feel like it's actually sort of an exploitation, like these innocent Aboriginal primitive tribes, like,